That's a 40% uplift. 40% of free GPU power with just some taps on your finger. Wow, this little piece of silicon can do much more than icing. And what else can we overclock? The screen! Yeah, you heard me right. The screen on our Mi 9 is also overclockable. You can overclock this 60Hz panel to a higher refresh rate. This is a community-made custom kernel. What you have to do is download this kernel, rename it with a higher refresh rate, and then flash the kernel in your recovery. Our particular device can run stably at 81 Hz, but the color accuracy is pretty bad if you do so, so we choose a sweet point at 75 Hz. And now I can certainly feel a bit smoother when scrolling through. Just in case you want to try yourself, we put a GitHub link for the software on the description below. Alright, so free performance, free refresh rate, they all come with a cost: heat. You see, Xiaomi limits the hardware for a reason. After our lunatic tuning, the phone is burning like hell right now. When the temperature reaches the limit, the phone will lock itself until cooled down. You don't want that happen when you're about to get a chicken dinner, right? So we definitely have to redesign our custom thermal solution. Take a look inside the phone, we can find the SoC on the back of the motherboard, which means the Snapdragon 855 has been sandwiched by the motherboard in the mid-frame. That is not a configuration where heat can easily come out. However, since the heat source is contacting with the aluminum midframe, we can apply some thermal compound, moving the heat to the midframe and bring airflow through it. And let's do it! First, we remove the camera module to expose more midframe to the airflow. Camera? Does it even run games? We can definitely ditch that for better thermal and less weight. Then we stick an aluminum cooler with a 40 by 40mm fan to the back of the motherboard, having sweet air blowing through all the time. To powering up the fan, we need to draw power directly from the battery. Well, battery on the phone usually rated as 3.7 volts and will be a bit higher when fully charged. As we tried, it can still drive this 5-volt fan, but not at full speed. And you know what? We're gonna push everything to its limit, even this tiny little fan. So this is a pre-made DC to DC converter board, which can take 3.7 volts and output 5 volts. We hook this up along with breadboard and 2 switches so you can manually control it and choose the fan speed you like. And this module is just the right size to fill the gap between the battery and the fans. Pretty cool, huh? Now the thermal solution is ready, we can unleash even more performance by disabling the thermal threshold. This is a community-made MIUI thermal control tool called, well, this is obviously pretty well-mannered. You have 5 very easy-to-understand modes, with this first one being, By selecting this, Android will no longer care about how hot your phone is. So with our fan running, we are squeezing out every last bit of juice out of this Snapdragon 855. But with all those crazy modifications done, we still have a very important job to do. We need a case. Now we have to design a unique case for this unique phone. And with the help of 3D printing technology, it won't be too hard to manufacture. So the design is pretty straightforward. There are 2 parts of a case held together by screws. One of the most important things is maintaining airflow while protecting our finger from touching the fan. So here, we only left open the blade part, not the middle part. The gap is small enough so you won't hurt your finger. In terms of airflow, cold air goes into the case from back and then goes through the entire motherboard, exhaust to both sides of the phone. So far so good. What's also important is the overall shape of the case. I mean, with all the stuff inside, it is really thick and heavy as a phone now. So we definitely want some extra smoothness from the case. We rounded every single corner, making sure no sharp angle can be touched. And now, I think it feels even better than a regular phone by holding. And of course, as a gaming device, it certainly needs to attach a controller. In between these 2 parts of the case, we reserve some space for a universal accessory mount. And we also designed a controller mount which attaches the phone to an Xbox controller. Since the mount is universal, you can attach more stuff on it like a speaker or a power bank or anything you can think of. So that is our design, and it's time to print that out. We first tried our FDM printer, and that is just not so great. In first couple trial, we got some failed example like this one due to temperature difference between day and night. Even when the printing process goes smooth, the final result is still pretty rough. you can literally see and feel every single layer right here.